So it's getting darker earlier, and it's really messing me up. So I thought it was noon, so I came to the South Point to do Punchlines, but it's actually midnight, and American Ninja Warrior is about to do a show. So I got to go back to bed because I got a show in 12 hours. And roll the open. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is a 2 for Tuesday as we talk about 2 NFL games last night and so much more. We'll get to all that action. Yeah, right outside the South Point, NBC's American Ninja Warrior is setting up, and they're shooting midnight to 6 a.m., and I just so happen to be outside at midnight watching them film, just for like a second.
What was your time?
My time, I can't, I signed a non-disclosure. I can't talk about it till it airs, but it's better than my Wipeout appearance.
Okay.
Welcome inside the South Point Hotel and Casino. My God, you should have seen it back here last night. It was packed for not 1, but 2 Monday Night Football games, which they're doing again next week, which when you have it happen, you're kind of like, well, maybe we should do this all the time. This is the show called Punchlines. It's a fun mix of sports, comedy, conversation, and gambling advice. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and today's show I am pumped up for because of, our mainstays, Matt and Ryan are here. I'm pumped up, but I'm not as pumped up as this dude who cashed in over $100K on a first touchdown parlay.
That's right. Come on. Come on.
Look at him. By the way, what empty bar is he at?
And why is no one else celebrating
Why
with him?
is he alone? Why is the guy holding the phone?
He needs better friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This bar just screams Midwest, by the way.
It does. Someone's eating a salad, though. That's not very Midwest. Anyway, he's got the Italian tea on. There's other derogatory names, but so anyway, the guy just won $117,000 on a $250 parlay because Jamar Chase hit the first touchdown. Maybe it's in Tokyo. The guy had a Tokyo shirt on. Maybe that explains. It could be like noon in Tokyo. Anyway, great clip. 107. Well, his shirt said Tokyo, didn't it?
I don't know.
It said Tokyo. I noticed things like that. Like when the high school kid hit the 61-yard field goal, some guy just walks out onto the field with a backpack on. I've noticed little things like that. Who am I speaking with right now, ladies and gentlemen? Well, behind the glass, he's like Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen.
Ooh, I'll take that one.
He's a two-way threat. Instead of running and passing, he produces and now hosts as well on Sports by the Book. I don't know when because I still don't have my piece of paper, LOL. Our producer, Ryan McCormick, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Ryan, Josh Allen. What is our playbook for today's show, Josh?
Well, we are going to have a couple of either comedy clip or coolest clip of the day.
And so however you want to look at it.
We're going to
It's up to you.
do Punch Bowl pundits.
Yes.
We're going to have a bunch of good posted punchlines and some good conversation with our guest today.
We always have good conversation with our guest. He's gearing up for another UNLV game on radio this weekend. He just wrapped a season of play-by-play for the Aviators. He also took 5 years of jazz, 4 years of tap. My man, Matt Neverett, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Matt Neverett. I don't know. Been dying to use that in an intro for a while, and I'm like, this is better with Matt. It wouldn't work with you, Alex. It's better for Matt.
I'd be a lot more graceful if any of that was true.
I remember when I was a kid, I didn't take tap or dance or jazz, but everyone would talk about how Lynn Swann took ballet lessons, and that helped him be one of the most graceful wide receivers of all time. So maybe there's something to it.
I remember hearing about Rosie Greer doing that as well,
wow.
and then he got into a singing career.
He did.
It's All Right to Cry, Crying Takes the Sad Out of It.
Is that the song?
That's the song,
But
Rosie
also,
Greer.
when you think Rosie Greer, what TV show do you think, Ann?
I don't.
He was on the Brady Bunch.
Was he?
Yeah,
He was
Rosie
all
Greer was
over
on the
the
Brady
place.
Bunch. He had a good agent. Him and Don Drysdale. Remember Drysdale when Greg got drafted?
Yeah.
Said, you might be a bonus baby. I signed for $10,000 or something like that. It's crazy. And then Greg blows out his rotator cuff and got into drugs and alcohol.
Taylor's
Very
oldest
dark,
time, yeah.
unaired Brady Bunch. Matt, what was that?
On a very special.
A very special Brady
Crossover
Bunch.
episode.
What's going on, Matt? You have some picks today. First of all, let's talk about how busy you are. What's the UNLV game this weekend?
UNLV takes on Fresno State.
Right.
UNLV number 23 in the coaches poll coming into this week. Highest ever ranking. Second week of all time ever being ranked in school history. Last week was the other one.
Now, has there been any press release or anyone talking about how it's the Matt Neverett effect?
I mean, there
Since
are
you've
those
been the
talking
radio
about it. There are those talking. It may not be me. There are those talking. They're all saying it.
They're eating the cats. All right, we won't even go there. Chalk. By the way, is chalk safe? Is chalk safe? I just want to make sure our cat for That's Crazy is Safe. We had him out yesterday.
He's still here.
Is he okay? All right, Ant's telling us.
12:30 this Saturday at Allegiant Stadium. First of back-to-back home games. They take on Syracuse next week, which they just fell out of the rankings, but they're a top 30, 35 team in the country
loves
as well.
Syracuse.
Yeah, of course he does. But yeah, a couple of good matchups coming up. UNLV coming off of a bye. That big win against Kansas was a lot of fun.
Well, you tell me. I mean, is the atmosphere just amazing around the team and everyone getting excited before games? And
yeah, I mean, it's being at Allegiant Stadium certainly helps. It's so fun to see the progression of the school, of the program.
Yeah.
My dad did play-by-play for them almost probably 20 years ago. It was like 01 through 03. And I remember seeing those days, even with John Robinson, former NFL head coach, a lot of buzz there. Sure. They would win 5-6 games a year max. So this is the apex of the UNLV football program. And it's just incredible to see the transformation, even from when I was a kid until now, but even from like 4 years ago. This is a team that didn't win a game in 2020.
Wow. And speaking of your dad, the great Tim Neverett, who does Dodger games, how's it coming along with him setting up that Shohei interview for Punchlines?
Oh, it's great. Okay. Now that there's no barrier, Shohei's talking to the media.
I mean, they've clinched, so he probably, I didn't even sign my ball, too. I have that natural ball that
he got to call the 50-50 game on the radio.
Come on,
said that was, it's not hyperbole to say that was the single greatest offensive game in Major League history by an individual player.
We talked about it yesterday. We had a bunch of graphics put together by Ryan and Caden remotely, I believe. And it's clicked very well for us. It's done very well.
Yeah.
It was really a great chunk of the show. We had so much fun. But I missed the game because I was driving the whole time, and me and Ryan were joking about it. It was Thursday, and I just kept getting updates. I kept just seeing show, and I'm like, what's going on? And then I brought up the box score. 10 RBIs, 6 for 6. Like that's.
If only there was a way that you could have listened to Tim Neverett in the car describing all the action right into your ears.
Oh, could have I on like iHeartRadio or something?
On any kind of radio, yeah. There you go.
I was in the middle of the desert, though. I don't know how the reception is.
That's how radio works. They say it's a dying medium. Come on, Frank. You're what's wrong with radio.
My dad was on for 40 years. I know.
Yeah. And now look at you.
I know. I hate saying this. I really, except for when you're doing your show.
Of course. Yeah, naturally.
I don't listen to much terrestrial radio, as they call it. Okay, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. The death of radio. My dad was a big XM guy, too. All right, so, Matt, you have a pick at 12:36 later on?
I do, yep. Right Getting to the end of baseball.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so usually right here, Ryan, we do coolest or comedy clips. We never know. These, I don't know how to describe. I think the first one is comedy, and it involves Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Caitlin Clark, who we love.
Yep.
She's a master of everything she does. Now, we wanted to get your opinion on this. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, I think I know.
But this is Caitlin Clark in a hotel room doing a little play-by-play of baseball. So go ahead as she's speaking. Maybe tell us what you think. So here we go. Caitlin Clark,
and that
Dodger
ball
game,
hits
too.
The shortstop, Rojas throws over the first.
Hey, she's got the names?
She knew Rojas.
Yep. And so whoever's with her's laughing.
I know.
It sounds, she's giving the commentary as well.
She's so cute. Her laugh is the best.
She knows what she's talking about.
We're in the bottom of the fourth, so we got a score of 1-0 to the Phillies. Runner on first, no outs.
Well, can we get back from the commercial break?
Yeah.
One time, I think we're right now. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. And a little outside.
Exactly. Perfect.
I mean,
Outside. I like it, though.
I saw a clip after this, maybe the next day, where she said that she was a little critical because she didn't know the names of all the Phillies.
She's amazing.
Or whoever the opposing team was.
Oh, yeah, I see Brewers. Is it Brewers, Dodgers?
It's Brewers, Phillies.
Brewers, Phillies. Okay,
yeah.
there
She
you go.
said that she didn't know all the names of the Phillies, and she was upset about that.
Oh, she knew the Brewers for some reason? Maybe she's a Midwest fan, maybe.
She is the Midwest.
Again, Matt, the Brewers, the team all year, I just kept saying they're not going to win the division. They're not going to win it. They're not going to win it. I don't know how they're doing it.
It's kind of an oxymoron. It's like being the jumbo shrimp. It's a division where everybody
military intelligence
division where everybody was like at 500 or worse, and they just happened to be the best of the worst, I guess, this year. But isn't that always the case in the NL Central?
Yes, it is.
It kind of feels that way. Meanwhile, the AL East and the AL Central are each fighting for like 3 playoff spots each.
How is Detroit? Even the fact that Tigers.
Oh, incredible!
I'm rooting for them.
And the simultaneous collapse of both the Royals and the Twins.
Yeah, the Royals have lost like 7 or 8 in a row.
No offense since the Pasquatch. Vinny Pasquantino got hurt.
That kid, I know, he was great.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so we have another clip that also falls under the category of coolest or comedy clip. The Phillies last night. This is the first time they've clinched a division in a while, because I guess Atlanta's just been dominating that division. I think it said 6 years or 2016, whatever. The Phillies clinched. And Matt, we figured there was a little something you might like to see in this clip. So here we go. The celebration. They're going crazy. So you notice everything seems normal.
And
They're
then working
covering
on that left side of the screen across the middle is Bryson Stott wearing a UNLV football helmet.
He's got a UNLV football helmet.
He's just hiding that in the locker.
I mean, that's not an easy thing to try. Well, it's not like he's carrying on his luggage, but he's got a UNLV helmet on. I didn't realize Brendan Stott went to UNLV.
Yeah, I mean, it allows you to, it's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Also, I was glad to see most of those players appear not to have goggles on.
Yeah.
Because I hate when the players wear goggles. I understand beer and champagne might sting a little, but that's not the way to do it.
I've lightened up on it ever since David Ortiz just looked so cool at the end of his career doing it with the helmet. He'd run out on the field with it already ready to go. That's a veteran. That's a veteran move.
It's a veteran move. Big Papi knew what he was doing.
It's a veteran move. The only champagne celebration I've been a part of like that, I was with my dad helping him out in the radio booth in 2017 when the Red Sox clinched the playoffs.
Yeah.
Only to go on to get absolutely shellacked by the cheating Astros that year. Worst I've ever seen Chris Sale look was in that first division series game. But I was in the locker room for the celebration, and I had a poncho. I was filming with my phone in a plastic bag, like holding it tight so you could see. And I got some champagne in the eye, and I would like goggles next time.
That's awesome. I snuck into the Pirates locker room in 1990 when they clinched.
Oh, man.
Was it 90 or 91? I think it was 90. Which did they do at home? I think it was 90. And there was a door that from behind home plate at Three Rivers went down, like all the wives and girlfriends would go down. And those security guys, so me and my buddy Mike O'Day, were looking at the door, and someone asked the guy for and the guy steps away from the door and points, and we ran down the door.
That's what you got to do.
Ran down the steps, and we're in there, and Barry Bonds is going, "Give me some!" And he's hugging everybody, like high-fiving, and they didn't pop any of the champagne, but we stuck around, and then we started getting looks like, who are those two little kids over there? And we're like, we were 21, and probably had been drinking at Three Rivers.
Probably.
But anyway, and then we got the hell out of there. But we got into the locker room somehow, back when security was much more lax.
And Barry Bonds has not been that happy since that day.
No, that was the last time, and his head was tiny.
Was that the last time the Pirates won the division?
What's that?
Was that the last time
92.
the Pirates won the division?
They won in 91, 90, 91, 92. So yeah, it's been 30 years. Thanks for that reminder. How are the Bears doing this year? Oh, and you know what I'm going to add? Oh, you know what I could bring up right here? Maybe let's take a look. Maybe look at fantasy results. I'm doing my Stewie. Last night, Travis Etienne needed a big game. Got a medium game.
Needed 15.2.
And he got
12.7.
Yeah. But by the way, I thought it was over, and then he was still in late or something.
He had a big rush late that kind of swung some matchups.
I didn't know that because I looked, and but I eked out a win.
I want to match up in a different league because I was up 18 going into that last game, and it was my brother Drew, actually, that had ETN. And, he got 12, 13 points, and I'm 3-0 in my other league, although I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know. I haven't looked at our standings.
I'm winless. I'm in Bengals mode. I need to sell now. I'm open for trades. Anybody watching in our league, I need to make a move.
I'm 2-1. I might dump Tyreek Hill, so we'll talk.
Let's make a move.
And until Tom Brady comes back to be his quarterback.
Of course.
Is that going to happen? What are the odds?
Be the one team.
What are the odds?
I'll set it at...
Give me odds.
1 to 1,000,000.
There is not a single undefeated team remaining in our fantasy league.
I like that. But in the NFL, there's a few. I believe the Steelers.
Yes, they are.
They're going to go 9-0. Write it down. And for each, if they lose before 9-0, I'll do something wacky. Okay, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for roll call. Look at this active chat room. Man, we got the roll call going. There's music to this. Listen. I never used to hear that because I'm always excited to see who's there. Ladies and gentlemen, JR is in there. Okay. So I asked the question to kick off the show since we had Matt here. We were going to talk about play-by-play with Caitlin Clark. What would your home run call be? I mean, there's Hawk Harrelson. Put it on the board. Yes. And then Michael K., who I'm not a great, but what is that? See ya.
See ya. I like that one.
Got Chris Berman. Back. Gone. Lanny Fratteri. Probably my favorite Pirate announcer we've had on the show. Go ball. Get out of here. It's gone. So I asked the chat room if you had one. What would your home run call be? And JR from the ballpark, that's his name. We call him that. He loves the Goodbye Baseball. I like that one. It harkens back to The Natural, which is a movie I've brought up 3 days in a row. Probably the greatest player of all time, also a natural, Stan Musial. But anyway, I like the Goodbye, Mr. Spalding, because that was the ball. Goodbye, Mr. Spalding.
Goodbye, Mr. Rawlings.
I know, Rawlings, but he had Spalding, I think. Maybe they couldn't, maybe the movie. But you don't have a particular home run call yet. You kind of...
No, I mix it up for now, yeah.
Give us one of yours. What's one that you like?
I find myself saying Kiss It Goodbye a lot.
Like that one?
I had one the other... Least favorite?
Oh, jeez.
What's yours, Ann?
Yeah, right. All right, well, no. Funny you should say that. Ann says she has a home run call. Ann, what is yours? Let's hear it.
I don't know that it's good anymore.
No.
It would be Goodbye, spicy heat ball.
I love it. We're going to do it. Yeah,
Keith, come on, slow clap.
Although I forget if Ryan was working that game the other night. I had a good one on a Brett Harris home run.
What was that? Let's see if Ann likes that one.
3-run homer?
Bartender, get that man a Jack.
Oh.
I like that one.
That's a good one. Bob Prince did something with Kiss It, I think. The old Pirates guy did something with
Probably
Kiss It, I think.
Goodbye.
I think so.
I feel like that's
can't
old school
remember.
enough.
Chris Andrews. Chris! Chime in on the chat. Let us know. What else? Who else has one there, Ryan?
Minidar likes to put it on the board. Yes.
I miss Hawk.
That was one of my favorites as well.
If Hawk had to do this season for the White Sox, he might have jumped out of the booth by July.
Oh, God. No, he would have. Someone said they like my, is that Keith? They like my Magnum PI shirt? All right, Joey B. Frank, how will Hurricane Helene affect your over-under pick this weekend? Hurricane moving in for the weekend. This is something I need Jeff Parles for. I had a Jeff Parles usually knows the weather. Jeff, we need, you know what, when we get our new studio, we have a studio, we're dual remote, we're going to have a green screen. We need to send Jeff to do the weather one day for all the football games.
It's going to
So
rain.
I'm going to remember that. Yeah, Jeff gone, University of Missouri down here, we got some rain. Mini Dar, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to Jayden Daniels in the punch bowl. Stewie, thank you. Are you coming on me? That's it. Thank you, JR. How's that coming on with that novel? How's that working? The novel you're working on. Mahomes wouldn't be Mahomes on the Bears, says Minidar.
Ooh.
Ryan agrees. Brady wouldn't have Brady either. That is obviously true because, Belichick's the one who helped him learn how to cheat, right? Deflate balls and film the other team's plays.
Maybe it was the other way around.
It could have been. Okay, roll call. Very good. Thank you, everybody. Time for Moonshine Moonshots. Here it is, September. Coming into the final week of September. Brandon Gaughan has his City Lights Shine Moonshine. This is the Cherry Lemon. What?
Brandon gone.
What did I say?
Brandon.
Brandon Gaughan.
Fired.
Hopefully this is the one show he's not watching.
Yeah, get the boss man's name right.
Because he texts me after every show and he's like, oh my God, that was so funny today. So anyway, this is the Cherry Lemon. So, Moonshine Moonshots. You can come down, win a free bottle. Final week to come down. When you walk in, there's details how you can do it, playing slots and everything. You can win a bottle of Kyle Larson, limited edition. What was the flavor he was talking? Oh, salted caramel. It's an award-winning salted caramel. We might have to pick one of those
sounds
up.
really good.
Anyway, Ryan, what do we have for Moonshine? Not a lot of games yesterday.
Yeah.
Kyle
and
Schwarber.
Only 6 total home runs.
Oh, my God.
So a very quick one for you today. Michael Conforto.
There's only 2 games, 3
Michael
games.
Conforto with the longest one of the night, 430 feet against the D-backs last night in a 4-2 win.
Get him a jack. Kiss it.
4-2. So yeah, 430 feet.
That's a heat man. Call it. It's the speed. Oh, she's eating. She's eating, ladies and gentlemen. Home run in every ballpark.
30 out of 30. Yep.
Unicorn.
Michael Conforto.
Yep.
Okay. I wanted the Pirates to get him for a while because he's Italian, I believe. Would have been nice.
Yeah.
It ends in a vowel, I'm assuming.
They DFA'd Rowdy Tellez and Michael A. Taylor today.
I just saw that. I was talking to Chris and I said, "Oh my God, they didn't hold on to Rowdy for one more week just for morale." Because
I really don't understand the timing. Yeah.
And by the way, Michael A. Taylor, second time DFA'd.
Yeah.
And came back. That's the oddest thing. Hey, we cut you. We don't want you anymore. Oh, you cleared? All right, come on back.
Come on back.
So weird. But Rowdy Tellez, there's 6 games left. You're not going to hang on to that?
I understand.
To bring up Peguero and...
I understand getting the young guys time, and Palacios too, who I like. But, yeah.
That one, and by the way, kiss it goodbye if you want to re-sign him next year, because he wouldn't have been a bad option, possibly.
Yeah, especially with the way that the
options.
end of the year. I need the Pirates to go 3-3 over these last 6 to hit my win total over 75.5.
Now that's unfortunate because the Yankees have clinched, but not the division against the Orioles, right? So again, we've talked about this a lot. Schedule makers put the Pirates in Yankee Stadium.
I got beef.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that they might still be competitive and still be playing. So the Pirates better look out. But I feel like Paul Skeens has one more start. And by the way, he will be pitching in Yankee Stadium. I believe
he's lined up too right now.
Right. And by the way, his ERA is under 2.
That's crazy.
Who's your rookie of the year?
Well, now the betting odds have flipped. Now it's Skeens. I've seen Skeens at minus money.
$300 waiting for me.
Hopefully.
When do those pay off? Do I have to wait for the postseason or the end of the season?
It's end of the regular season.
Well, no, but the award won't be until
named.
November, though.
Yeah, the award, you got to wait for the award, yeah.
God.
The win total is right after the season ends.
That's they do pay that.
Could this last start determine the award? He's not going to get blown up. No,
but after getting his ERA under 2.
If he finishes like 1.95 ERA, 9, how many wins?
He's up to 3rd.
He's 11-3.
So if he gets to 12,
12-3.
It's going to make a really tough decision. I think he's garnered a lot of the momentum here at the end.
Shota's 13-3.
What's that?
I said Shota is 13-3.
He does, but
and
he's not
has a
rookie
no under his belt.
But he's not a rookie.
Yeah, he's not a rookie.
An MLB rookie.
Yes, I know. It's like Ichiro. Okay.
He's 30. That's ancient.
And it's time for Lines of the Night. We're protecting Chalk the Cat, as we said. We don't want him. There it is. Speaking of the Pirates, black and gold, Lines of the Night. And then some cool jazz. Caden really went with the odd music choices, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Eclectic.
All right, so who are we decided to go first on Lines of the Night?
Both of you.
I know, but which one? Who would flow better?
Yours.
Me. Okay, wow. Okay, here we go. So I watched both games, and as predicted, everyone was saying the first game it was a blowout at halftime. Yeah. The pick I gave out, I think my first prop pick on football, no, Greg Zuerlein last, and I said Josh Allen over passing yards. What was it? 230, 245? I
think it was 249.
He had it in the first half.
I was going to say, yeah.
First half, that one I could sit back and say, okay, I won on that. But Trevor Lawrence, this guy, all right, show the graphic, breaking the law.
Love it.
Rents. So Trevor Lawrence has 7 straight starts. And
really, so this was going into so this was at halftime of last night.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence has now lost 8 straight starts and is the only number one, I guess the list is the only other number one picks to be QBs to have such
a lot of losses in a row.
Long losing streak.
So Troy Aikman, of course, the first year of the Cowboys was brutal, right? Jimmy John, where are they? I think they went 1-15. Right. And Jimmy Vaccaro will tell you the story about some big rich Texan wanted to bet the over on win. This is how the win totals happened in Vegas, as Jimmy said. Big oil guy or something wanted to bet the over. Jimmy says, all right, let me go back to my office. He set it at like 3 or 4. And the guy put a ton of money on it. They won 1 game.
Wow.
And there is how the house always
went. You said it more.
Jimmy gave us that $60 Starbucks gift card off of that winnings.
There you go. He's still living off of it. Jim Plunkett, Heisman Trophy winner, whose career really didn't bloom. That's probably with the Patriots or the Niners. Right, exactly. And then you got Carson Palmer with some bad Bengals team. Goff. And then here was, as a kid, one of my favorite quarterbacks, Steve Bartkowski, played for the Atlanta Falcons. I loved him. William Andrews. The other running back was Kane. They were an awesome team to watch. Bartkowski had a rifle, and you want to talk about rifles, the best arm maybe ever, Jeff George from the University of Illinois. Jeff George was a head case, but he played for a bunch of teams, Colts, Raiders. This guy could probably stand flat-footed and throw the ball 70 yards.
Wow.
Jeff George was, but he wasn't a good quarterback. He just had the gun. Plunkett did it again, and then Jameis Winston, is that with Tampa Bay, I guess?
That would have been, rookie year, right?
Wow. Anyway, I like can we go back to the stat real quick, Ken? The picture of Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
very, just thinking about his life choices.
When will my husband return from the war?
That, but also maybe he's looking up at the stack of money going, I have $200 million. So
Trevor Bank Stadium.
That was a good promotion.
I like that.
So anyway, you have another line of the night based kind of on Trevor Lawrence.
So we send these in separately to Ryan.
We did.
We usually try to surprise each other. It turns out before the show, Ryan was like, hey, you guys both
wait a second.
just wanted to
lines intertwining.
Go all over Trevor Lawrence today.
All right, so what was yours?
Mine is a comparison of Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones.
Picture of Daniel Jones?
That's hilarious.
Jesus.
Trevor Lawrence is literally just Daniel Jones with long blonde hair. The stats are very, very similar.
Wow.
Daniel Jones has more touchdown passes.
Look at that.
I mean, you think about these two and how they're thought of in the common vernacular, and I think the part at the bottom is hilarious. Like Daniel Jones, I've heard him called Bryce Young if he were tall, as far as how many chances he keeps getting. Trevor Lawrence, this generational talent, a stud at Clemson, really good in his first couple of years. I don't know what's necessarily going wrong. And he does take a lot of the blame. The offense does take a lot of the blame. But in watching that defense last night, the inability to make adjustments, they were in zone the entire game. Yeah. They were in the most man in the NFL, and the Bills just picked them apart, and they just refused to adjust. It's hard if you're Trevor Lawrence and you're trailing by 30 points at the half when they know you're going to pass.
And by the way, you always see comparisons of the media in New York and Jacksonville. It's very similar. So the fact that he's getting away with that, people always say it's tough to play in Jacksonville because there's no fans. But that is crazy that those stats are that close to Daniel Jones. And that picture of Daniel Jones.
That's amazing.
What is Daniel Jones thinking in that picture? What is someone caption that?
He's saying, let me do my best Adam Gase impression.
Someone creepy. Ryan, do you have a caption for that?
He's seeing ghosts.
I think
Ghost
that
2.0.
he's like, oh wait, these games are televised. We keep that. You know what he's saying? They keep stats.
I went to Duke for this.
He got all the guaranteed money from the Giants, and he's just, wait, I got to go play.
There you go. By the way, he's not horrible. He's not good. Now, your buddy, Daniel Bellinger, who plays with him, obviously we can't talk about, but Bellinger had a catch last week.
Yeah.
Saw you tweet that out.
Diving catch, yeah.
The Giants, I mean, that division, I almost said it, Commanders, 2-1 now. Philadelphia also 2-1.
Yep.
And then you got the Giants have
1-2.
And who am I
Cowboys.
missing? So the Cowboys are supposed to run away with this division, but
The Giants looked 2 seasons ago, or 3 years ago, I guess, like they had taken a big step forward. The team had kind of...
Dable's first year.
Dable's first year, especially. They looked like they had turned the corner. He was the coach of the year in the NFL that season. And then since then, they have taken some massive, massive steps back. And it's really not that different.
Does it have something to do with his weight loss?
It might.
Might have something to do
Andy
with it.
Reid stayed fat his whole career, and look at him.
He got 3 rings, or he's got 3.
At least.
Yeah, all right, that's good. What is your line of the night, Ryan?
So my line of the night is going to go to the other game, the Commanders versus Bengals game, which happened to
Good
be
game.
the first game in NFL history.
Ridiculous.
In which not NFL history, but in the last 70 years.
Let's call it
so
history.
basically NFL history, that neither team turned the ball over or punted. Every possession either ended in a score or a kneel down. But that's back-to-back weeks for these Commanders. That's back-to-back weeks for a rookie quarterback in Jayden Daniels. The other 4 quarterbacks on this graphic, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, and Peyton Manning, did it twice. Has had a game in which they didn't turn the ball over and they scored on every possession except for kneel downs twice in over 1,000 games, almost 1,100 games played. Jayden Daniels has done it twice in his 3 games played. He also had 2 incompletions last night and had 3 touchdowns.
91%, right?
A rookie
That's ridiculous.
completion percentage record, 91.3%. But he's also the only rookie in NFL history to have more touchdowns than incompletions in a game.
Wow. I think he's also second or third in most rush yards in the first 2 or 3 starts in a career.
And he's rushed, what's that again, Keith? 3 starts in number. And he has the most rushing first downs in the NFL this year. He's rushed for more first downs than anyone.
He scored a rush touchdown in every game so far.
And I really wish it was Wednesday today because Sean would be here. Sean, who has been touting Jayden Daniels all year.
He was
I think he bet him as offensive rookie of the year. Like, Sean loves Jayden Daniels. He loves Jayden Daniels.
Good for him.
He called it.
He also bet the over. He was just really big on the Commanders in general.
Yeah, and he likes the Commanders and
Commanders won the
Alex as well.
division,
When I said, hey, Sean was right about Jayden Daniels in the group chat, Alex is like,
Not the
Is
only one.
that what she said?
That's Alex.
And he should get a lot of credit. He does and should get a lot of credit. You know who else deserves a lot of credit is who's calling plays for him, Cliff Kingsbury.
Which
designing a really efficient offense and utilizing his skill set. They're running a lot more read options than I've seen from any other team in the NFL.
And Cliff Kingsbury is one of those guys who maybe you're a coordinator.
Yep.
You're not a head coach, but he is good. And they showed him a lot. Like, they kept showing him a lot last night. I was like,
he deserves
is he
a lot
the
of
coach in
credit.
Washington?
No, he deserves a lot of credit.
That was fun to watch, man. It was fun,
It's
fun,
not a
fun to
sexy
watch.
job like he's used to, but he's doing a great job.
It isn't sexy. Goodness gracious.
Alex was referring to me in that chat.
I thought she was referring to herself that she talked about Jayden Daniels as well.
Showed a gif of the numbers.
Dun, 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 dun. It was me. Dun, dun, dun. All right, we'll get to you in Pixel 1236. We're going to talk about that. It's time for the Punch Bowl. Let's roll the spa music and bring the graphic up that we have for our Punch Bowl pundits. There it is. It's very soothing. Matt, you go first. Grab one.
Very soothing.
The one we had set up, I screwed up. All right. That's set up, but there's one that, never mind.
You wanted me to be David Stern?
Yeah, Knicks, the New York Knicks. The frozen envelope. I think you mentioned that last week, too, the frozen envelope. Yeah.
The greatest conspiracy theory. Largest favorite. Oh, this is a good one. Largest favorite in week 4. 49ers laying 10 against the Patriots. Do you see the Patriots pulling off the upset? No.
I almost did a spit take. I almost spit everywhere. Matt's like, no, next.
No, I wish, but no, I don't.
Yeah. Who's quarterback there?
That's why I don't.
Yeah.
As a lifelong Patriots fan, in my 30 years on this planet, they're averaging a Super Bowl every 5 years. Even with the lack of success recently, I can kind of be as apathetic as I can be this year.
It's transition.
Yes, I wish them the best. This year, I've already had my success.
The Niners are pissed. They lost to the Rams.
Especially coming off.
They had all their skilled guys were out of the game.
Yeah.
We know that. But the Rams, it's a divisional game, all right? The Rams, and McVay has success against them, right?
And now that the cat's out of the bag on McCaffrey, that his injury is a lot worse than they let on. I saw Adam Schefter reported that he is in Germany seeing a specialist for his Achilles tendonitis. So, yeah, the cat's out of the bag there. The injury's a lot worse than they let on originally. Settling in with George Mason in that offense.
I didn't know he was in Germany.
There was a joke that he's going to return in week 9.
And be what?
In week 9.
9?
That's funny.
Plays for the 49ers.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where I had to go.
He's starting this week 9.
Here's how bad Twitter is. I had to go and make sure that it was actually Adam Schefter's page reporting that, not just some dumb meme page that paid for the blue check.
By the way, it's called X.
I'm not a cop, so I call it Twitter.
Before we get to a next one, I did write that one because I have a stat with
you had to pee on that. Sorry.
So the largest underdog on the board has won outright each of the first 3 weeks of the season for the first time in 70 years. Dogs of 6+ points are 8-5 straight up, 12-1 against the spread, and dogs of 7 or more are 4-0 straight up and against the spread. So with the Patriots being a now 10-point underdog, just to kind of mix up the conversation.
And to talk about these big upsets quickly, what's the big competition downtown at Circuit? What is it? The
Survivor.
The Survivor.
Yeah, like 4% of entrants left.
There's 600 left. This is for $14 million. There's only 600 people left for 14,000 applications.
It's like 4.5% of the original field is still in it. Because everybody was all over the Browns and the Raiders this week.
Yeah, and I had Cowboys week, or the Bengals Patriots. I had the Bengals week 1.
Well, they had the Browns, they had the Raiders this week, and then the third most picked team was the Bengals.
Bengals.
And so they lost last night. So a bunch through 3 weeks of the season, 97% of all of Survivor.
It's 3 weeks into the season.
My rebuttal for that when it comes to the Patriots, they're really good at it as of late. Keeping games close and then not coming out on top. So they could lose and still cover that number.
Yeah. By the way, Parles is out of his Survivor as well with the Bengals.
He had the Bengals last night.
Was he in a big one, a big to-do one kind of thing?
One that he's been doing for the last 17 years.
Oh, that's a big one.
That sounds like big. Yeah. That sounds like... let's see here. Bills, Chiefs, Steelers, Seahawks, Vikings, all 3-0. Best 3-0 team, Pittsburgh Steelers. Seattle looks good. Vikings, Brian Flores' defense.
Is Sam Darnold for real?
Sam Darnold is for real. Alex and Jeff will be talking about that on Friday, of course. Bills, I think I go with Buffalo.
I think it's hard to go against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know. They're the Kings.
Maybe not best, but most likely to win if it were between all those teams right now.
Right now, just the way the Bills beat Jacksonville. The Steelers are 3-0. They're a good team. I don't know how far they're going to go, but it's been a really fun start. But they will go 9-0. I say the Bills.
How do you feel about this? Because this was something that I brought up yesterday with the Russell Wilson injury early in the year and having to start Justin Fields. How many games do you think Russell Wilson starts this year? Let's just say they're both fully healthy going into next week.
It's funny because I think we almost talked about this at one point.
It's got to be a couple, right? There's going to be a point where Justin Fields trends downward and they make a move to Russell Wilson.
Plus, when the Steelers are 14-0 and they've locked up the number 1 seed,
that still counts.
Probably throw Russell Wilson in there. Yeah. Fields does, as a runner, he could get hurt easily.
That's the other one.
So Russell, I feel like Russell does see the field. Is he starting? Probably a couple. I'll say a couple games.
I'd like 2 to 3.
Yeah,
sounds
maybe.
about right.
Sounds about right. It's a long year, man. 17 games.
Especially with a running quarterback, like you said.
Yeah.
If they're both healthy, unless Justin Fields gives the job away, Justin Fields should start the rest of the year for the Steelers.
It's a Wally Pipp situation. Sure.
The locker room believes in Justin Fields. Justin Fields is believing in himself and turning the corner of his career. He's able to win these games for the Steelers. All you have to do is be a playmaker, and that defense is going to keep the other team, keep you in the game.
And again, whoever let Russell Wilson hit a lineman sled, where that's how he hurt his calf.
Is that how he hurt himself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was hitting a lot. I guess he was trying to maybe bond with the line or something or show off his strength. That's how he tweaked his calf.
Unlimited.
That's right. So whoever, slide. Tackling stand. That's right. Calf, medic. I don't know who allowed him to do that or if it was his own decision.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how he heard it. Not a bright man. All right, we can speed round a few more of these here. You want to grab one?
I'll do one quick.
We got 2-3 minutes.
All right. Would you rather have Jayden Daniels, CJ Stroud, or Mitch Trubisky? How the hell did he sneak into this one?
I needed a third, and I just threw Mitch Trubisky in there.
Why the hell is that the third?
I don't know. Because I really wanted to make it between the two, and I'm like, for comedy effect, because comedy comes
in trees.
Thank you very much.
Just for you, I'll take Mitch. No, it's probably CJ Stroud. I think Jayden Daniels, with what he's done is...
But the potential...
It's not that much different. It's a year's difference with CJ Stroud.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Stroud shows you a little bit more in the downfield game, which is over the course of a career. I think what lasts you better and best serves in an NFL offense nowadays. He can run well enough. I think Jayden Daniels is really exciting.
Yeah.
That potential for injury is always there. He's a little bit more frail in terms of the build as well. Stroud has a little bit more that stocky build for the
got some more talent around him probably as well.
I would say Stroud. Daniels is not that far off, and I think we're going to get closer as the year goes on.
I think Matt's point is valid.
Yeah.
If you kind of envision their career, CJ Stroud, the way he's playing, could be a 12, 14, 15-year career. Jayden Daniels, he keeps using his legs the way he is. It's an 8 to 10-year career.
I know.
So
they're going to figure that out eventually, how to maximize that. Or they'll change the rules where the quarterback, you're not allowed to hit him. It's touch football. They'll put a flag on him.
There you go.
Okay, we got a couple left here. We'll do these quickly. Who is your World Series champ as of today? Top five teams in September. Mets 15-5, Padres 13-5, Tigers 13-6, Yanks 13-7, Phils 13-8, Pirates.
Pirates.
It's
going to be a hell of a week.
3-20. So what do you think? World Series winner now. Speed round. Go.
Getting ready for a Tigers-Padres World Series.
Yes, an 84 rematch.
Exactly. Tony Gwynn.
Kirk Gibson.
Yeah. Man, that's tough.
Who?
Guillermo Hernandez. I'm going to say Orioles. How about that?
Yeah, okay. Ryan?
Pains me to say it, but the Doyers.
I just don't know if the starting pitching's there. I don't know.
But
in a short series,
in my mind,
Shohei's so good.
The bats are so good. Shohei is another worldly weapon, and then him and Mookie going back to back to tie the game and walk it off against the Rockies the other day. It just shows you the momentum of the bats that they have. I think they're going to be able to put up runs really well.
All right,
really
real quick,
easily.
this is the last one. We even have a graphic with it. Last one before we get a pick in here in 30 or 40 seconds. Who's the current NFL MVP? Josh Allen, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, or other? I don't know who other plays for. Josh Allen.
The season ended right now, it'd be Allen. If it were season long, though, I'd go other.
Okay.
I think someone else emerges.
Sam Darnold, maybe? Who do you think?
Well, so, the answer right now would be Josh Allen. Last night was the first time in NFL history that a quarterback completed 75% of his passes, threw for 4 touchdowns, had no turnovers, took no sacks, and led his team in rushing yards in the same game.
It's a Shohei game.
An all-in-one. Josh Allen. So Warren Sharp put this together. Matt had mentioned that the Jaguars played a bunch of man coverage last night, which in the previous 2 instances of the Bills versus the Jags, they had a completely different defensive coordinator that played a ton of zone. New defensive coordinator in Jacksonville played entirely man coverage last night. So Josh Allen, since 2020, on early downs versus man coverage, 42 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Versus zone, 27 touchdowns, 29 interceptions.
There's your game plan right
Why
there.
are you playing man the entire game?
We might want to send that little graphic to him and say he probably was in going. You know what we're doing?
Touchdown to interception.
Warren Sharp doing
against
the Lord's
grain.
work.
We're going against the grain. Yeah, Warren Sharp's great. Very good job, Josh Allen. The odds have flipped. It was Patrick Mahomes favored to win the MVP. It's now Josh Allen's the leading candidate. All right, picks at 12:36, and it's still technically we have a minute and a half buffer period. I've made that law as of right now.
I like it.
We can go to 12:38. At 12:37 and 52 seconds. Matt Neverett, what do you got?
Right on time, baby. Time waning down in the baseball season.
Yes.
We're running out of days. Just about 6-7 calendar days left in the year. So I'm going to go with the baseball under. We're going Astros and Mariners under 7. It's a low number. Framber Valdez, Logan Gilbert. Maybe going 7 shutty.
What, 7 shutty and then hit the sticks?
That'd be perfect. If Framber and Gilbert both go 7 shutty, we're sitting pretty. Mariners have allowed the least runs per game in Major League Baseball. The Astros have allowed the 6th least runs in Major League Baseball. That's not just starting pitching. That's the bullpens as well. The Mariners fighting for a playoff spot. The Astros in the playoffs and kind of building up their bullpen and their availability to think about that playoff atmosphere. It's interesting to see these teams like the Dodgers, like the Astros, that are in the playoffs every single year, and just the way that they take the end of the regular season and kind of build it up and get some guys in. It's similar to the Chiefs or the Steelers. They go 14-0. They have a couple of weeks leading into the playoffs. It's similar. And the Astros are one of those teams, they know how to kind of balance it. Framber Valdez is going to give it his all tonight. They're trying to basically eliminate the Mariners from the playoffs if they can really take it to them this week. I see this one being a low-scoring affair. It's under 7, and the under is 7-1 the last 8 meetings with 7 or fewer combined runs in 7 of the last 8.
Those numbers sound good to me. Ryan?
My pick is actually going to piggyback off of that game.
Ooh.
I'm going to take the Astros to win this one. Money line price is minus 137 here at the South Point. If you want to take the run line, let me check that one real quick. The run line is plus 160 minus the 1.5 for the Astros.
Okay.
But I will be taking the Astros because Logan Gilbert, in his last 6 road starts, 0-6.
Yeesh.
He also has a full run higher ERA
On the road.
versus home. Framber Valdez, 9-0 in his last 9 home starts.
The numbers are there.
And Valdez has a full run better at home than on the road.
All right.
So
I like it.
Astros.
I'm going to say like 3-1, 4-2 final for the Astros.
We're going to show this tape tomorrow when he hits that score exactly right.
Naturally.
I'm going with the hangover effect. I am taking your Chicago Cubs.
Great.
They're playing the Philadelphia Phillies,
Yeah.
who are, I'm going to say right now, are probably still drunk. The manager even said, I want you to party your ass off tonight. Go ahead, get crazy. Then the owner grabs the trophy. I want my trophy back. And everyone and they're drinking and partying. If you look at stats, you win the division next day.
The hangover game.
The hangover game.
It's a real thing.
I'm going to take the Cubs. I'm not going to go crazy on it. Maybe it's a lean. I will lean Cubs. I've never leaned. Have I ever leaned? I usually go, I confirm. You know what? Screw it. Take the Cubs.
Oh,
I'm doing the Cubs.
From a lean to a play.
We're doing it live. Taking the Cubs. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's date is September 24th, 2029. Is today the 24th, right? Yeah.
Today is the
All day,
24th.
Is it? Okay.
What year?
2029.
Jesus Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've traveled to the future. The 9-time Super Bowl champ Pittsburgh Steelers are coming to town. 2024, it's episode 245, and today is Bluebird of Happiness Day.
What?
Yep. National Punctuation Day. National Mofongo Day, which is a Puerto Rican dish, which reminds me of Kenan Thompson on SNL when he used to do Big Papi. National Cherries Jubilee Day and World Bollywood Day. Celebrity birthday. Happy 70th birthday to number 75, the greatest Steeler of them all, Mean Joe Green.
Wow.
So we took all this, we put it in the AI machine. What do we have? Oh, my God.
He's riding a bluebird.
Mean Joe Green riding a bluebird, ladies and gentlemen. And then is that a younger Mean Joe Green? And what is going on there? That's Bollywood. Yes, he's doing some Bollywood dancing. So there you go.
He looks like he's merged with the bluebird. He's become one with the bluebird.
Where's all the
Of
cherries?
happiness.
Where's all the cherries Jubilee? He must have ate it, and he couldn't drive, so he took a bird home. Keith, stop pointing to that. All right. 100 shows ago today. Did we do a clip for that, or do you want to skip it? Should we do it?
We have it.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Mount Rushmore of South Point Studios was on episode 145. Frank, Chris, Jeff, and Ryan. Oh, who wrote this? Matt's not on there? Anyway, 100 episodes ago, Chris had a beef with me because I didn't know a gambling term that I now do know. It's the 3-dog roundy. Are you gonna stick around, Chris, for punchline?
Yeah, before we go, I
okay.
got one line I have a beef with you about.
Oh.
When we named the horses.
Yeah.
3-dog roundy.
I didn't know what that. Who knew what that was? No one.
No, I knew.
No,
Jeff wasn't here.
Are you kidding me?
Well, Alex was glad to learn. I didn't know what it was.
Alex hadn't heard it either.
She hadn't heard it either.
Oh, you kids.
Well, explain what
Okay, it's a three underdogs in a round robin.
Right.
And I was talking to Jeff before the show. I thought my wife's sister happened to be at our house one day, and we had this guy used to bet a lot. And they called me at home. He says, "Hey, this guy got," and I'm sitting there repeating it. Okay, so he's got a 3-dog roundy. And afterwards, my wife's sister says, "You have a language all your own."
Yeah.
And she mentioned 3-dog roundy. What the hell's that? And that's just something that's stuck with me. I love that term. First of all, I know guys that bet 3-dog roundies and do fairly well.
All right.
So it's just I
and Alex,
thought it was a good betting term for a horse.
It's great. And Alex loves round robins. I know she's done several.
3-dog roundy.
So now we know 3-dog
baseball,
roundy.
go to the board, get 3-dog roundy. They come back pretty good.
And in the 70s,
of course, you got to hit them.
They had a slew of hits. Joy to the World, Black. What's that? Oh, that was 3-Dog Night. Sorry, I got it confused. All right, so there we go. What was that?
It's a page out of the Frank book.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while that clip was playing, Ryan has alerted me to 2 special viewers are in the chat room. Who is it?
Kimberly and Greg.
Kimberly and Greg!
In-studio audience from yesterday have made the trip to the chat.
The pilgrimage.
Are you singing? I'm not singing today. I did a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire yesterday. We do sing reasons.
There we go.
I don't know. I was shocked that you knew reasons. Very good. It's a great slow song.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So anyway, rank you. We enjoyed the show yesterday. They were here. I walked out. I said, hey, they're like, how do we watch it? I go, you want to come on in? They stayed for the whole show.
That's awesome.
Lovely couple from New Jersey. He's a Steeler fan. She's a Niner fan. All right. So it's, we got top 5.
Yeah, it is a Tuesday. We are bringing
Yes. We haven't done one of these in a while.
Yeah, in the spirit of the final week of the regular season in baseball, we're going to do 2 top 5s for baseball.
Oh, wait. Are we seeing the answer right now?
That, is the answer.
I covered it up. Ann, can you cover that?
I just saw first place.
I just saw first place.
Well, that's
first
good, 'cause first place is on the question.
Okay, all right. That's all I saw.
Then I saw second place.
Did I really? Oh, I did. That's my bad.
Oh, he labeled it
All right,
wrong.
Yeah. Okay,
Dun, 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 dun.
the 2024 best bullpen ERA.
Now, obviously, I think you gave us Cleveland, but I think that would have been with Class A.
Far and away.
Come on.
number
The
one.
guy is throwing wiffle balls up there. It's very Rivera-esque what he's doing. He looks
Yeah.
unstoppable. Although the Pirates did tie a game against him this year, I think.
Yes, they did.
Right?
He is human.
Right, because he's like, well, I don't have to worry about these guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
shit. Yeah,
He's
right.
also 26 years old.
Or is he?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway.
26-ish.
Could be 30. We don't know.
The reason I gave you guys Cleveland off the bat is because he's a full 0.6 better than the Guardians are 0.6 better ERA than the second place team.
And by the way, AL Cy Young Award winner, I mean, he's got to get a lot of votes.
He'll get some
He
as
has
a
to get
closer,
some votes.
which is crazy, especially nowadays.
I mean, you talk about Willie Hernandez from the 84 Tigers, Raleigh Fingers.
We're bringing back 84.
Yeah. Okay,
All
so
right,
I don't know. I saw the list, but I didn't. I really didn't.
you know, I saw first place.
Were the Mets one of the teams for some reason?
The Mets are not on the best bullpen.
You know who is on here, and it's why they are good, is the Milwaukee Brewers.
Milwaukee is number 2.
Very good. Milwaukee Brewers. It is not the Pirates at 3 or 4.
No, it is not.
I know that for sure. It has to be a good team.
The Dodgers?
They are not.
No, I was thinking, I can't name anyone from Baltimore, but
It is not the Orioles.
How about the Padres?
It is not the Padres.
I'm going to lie and say that I might have seen the Colorado Rockies for some reason on there.
It is not the Colorado
I thought
Rockies.
I saw the words Colorado Rockies.
Colorado Rockies and pitching are not
They're
ever
the
in the
worst.
same.
I know, but for some subliminal reason, I thought I saw Colorado
The
Rockies.
3 remaining teams
Jeez.
are all in the playoff race.
Mariners. Keith Lyle whispered. Is it the Mariners?
It is not the Mariners.
No, they're all
Jesus.
starting pitching.
Detroit Tigers.
The Detroit
They're up
Tigers
there.
are one of the teams tied for 4th place.
How about
at a
Minnesota?
3.6 ERA. The Minnesota Twins are not on this list.
So then Kansas City would
So
be
we
another
are
one.
looking for 3 and the other tied for 4th.
Atlanta
Kansas City
Braves.
is not on this list.
Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta Braves are the 3rd team on this list.
I hate
3rd
that
best
Braves.
bullpen
Get
in
them out
baseball
of there.
this year. And the final team, the team tied for 4th, the 5th in the top
Right.
5 would be. Any more guesses?
No, I know it. I want Matt to guess.
No, I'm out.
Yankees. No, I said.
It is the
Oh
Yankees.
my God, Clay
It
Holmes.
is the New York Yankees. Clay Holmes, who has blown
A lot.
the 2nd most saves in the majors this year, but they still have the best bullpen,
Clay
5th
Holmes.
best bullpen. ERA.
One-time Pittsburgh Pirate traded for Hoy Park, who I see all the time at the ballpark.
I
Hoy Park.
broadcasted Clay Holmes in 2019
Come
when
on.
he was signed, and he was basically doing a second spring training in A-ball.
They gave up on him a little early.
And he was amazing there.
Yeah.
But he was also going against A-ball pitchers.
but
as
he
a big
also had
leaguer.
like a high, one of the higher spin rates. In the league.
Yeah,
I
he's a
remember
good pitcher when he's on.
Yeah, and
Teams
the
have
Pirates
figured him out.
again, one of those guys the Pirates give up, and then someone goes, "Hey, you were in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
we're gonna show you how to pitch."
Exactly.
All right. So,
Okay, so this second parter is going to be the worst bullpen
Colorado
ERAs
Rockies.
for this year. But I limited it to teams in the playoff hunt. So currently in the
Ooh.
playoffs or within 2 games back, because there are some that are still not technically eliminated, but don't have a
we
chance.
got to think of one of those teams that's kind of trying to sneak in at the end of the year.
Minnesota?
Minnesota is on this list.
Yes.
Minnesota is actually 3rd on this list.
Are the Royals on there?
The Royals are on this list.
Jeez.
The Royals are 2nd on this list at a 4.33 ERA.
Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks have the worst bullpen ERA in Major League Baseball this
How
year
are
at
they
a
doing it?
4.41. But they are in the wild card race. They're actually the 2nd team
Padres?
to win the host. The Padres are not.
I was going to throw the
4 or
Phillies out
5.
there because I'm running out of teams.
The
but-
Phillies would have been 6.
Oh, I thought we were doing top 6.
Nope.
Who do we got?
Atlanta, Arizona, Mets.
The Mets
There we
have
go.
the 5th worst
Because
bullpen
Diaz
ERA this
started
year.
off
Yeah.
horribly, and I don't know if he's still pitching horribly.
He's a little better.
Horrible or horribly? What's the proper grammatic on that? Both? They suck. Okay, he sucks sometimes.
So you're looking for the 4th worst bullpen in Major League Baseball this year.
I got nothing.
It is a team that you have guessed for the best bullpen.
Seattle.
No.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is no.
Milwaukee.
Dodgers.
Orioles.
Dodgers, Orioles.
The Baltimore Orioles are the fourth worst bullpen.
We should have got that one because I think that's a weak spot for them. Didn't they have Craig Kimbrell? Was it Kimbrell
he's
there?
been God.
And they DFA'd him.
They DFA'd
He's been
Kimbrell.
atrocious.
He's hanging with Rowdy Tellez right
Might
now.
have cost himself the Hall of Fame with this year.
Yeah. A valid point.
Really?
Brings out a lot of his career numbers like ERA and ERA plus and some of the lifetime metrics to a
Interesting.
below quote-unquote Hall of Fame level.
But also just kind of a jerk, isn't he?
He's all right. He's not bad.
Kind of surprised that a team hasn't taken a shot and signed him to whether they could kind
Playoff
of
experience?
hope to fix his mechanics
Do
for
something.
4 games.
Teams have different philosophies. It happens
I've
all the
just
time.
always hated him with that thing he does with the glove.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, very good. That was fun. Good. Very good. Thank
And
you,
also
Ryan.
just to kind of give the postseason push, will bullpens hold up? Will they collapse?
I honestly think those 2 stats that you have there, that's key.
It's
Look
telling.
at that. Yeah. Those are keep the let's bookmark those. Let's bookmark those for October when the playoffs roll around. All right. We got 10 minutes left in the show, and it's time to sound the horn in. There we go. It's time. Punchlines. Ryan, we are going to do the best of the best today. What do you have for us? First off,
We are going to go to the one that Alex wished we had gone with her, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers social media team.
Alex.
Asked players that are my age what certain items from
this is
the 90s,
horrifying.
what
Keith,
they
did you
are.
see this?
I saw this. I
This
felt
is horrifying.
so old.
Watch this. Can you crank it up, please?
Back in the day,
He doesn't know what a VH.
DVD.
A DVD.
Just asking all the different acronyms that he knows.
Oh, yeah. Just throw anything.
This little DVD thing.
Seattle Mariners?
In what's it called? VCR?
You got it.
VHS, right?
The VCR is the thing you play it in.
Yeah, he
my
said
man.
it's the thing
Come
you stick it in, yeah.
Oh,
So,
Power Rangers.
he knew Power Rangers. Power Rangers are kind of classic.
pervasive.
I played with Power Rangers.
Another good word from Matt Neverett, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
Okay.
that's a CD-ROM.
That's a floppy disk.
That's a floppy?
Frank.
CD?
Okay. And I'm going to go back to when we had the 7-inch floppy discs that were literally floppy.
Is that what it is?
They flop. That does not flop.
That's a mini floppy.
He's like 24. He's basically lying.
Okay. Well, I only dealt with 7-inch floppies.
That's a floppy disk. So that was called a floppy disk.
Yeah. The cassette!
Oh, I saw a video where kids tried to. They're like, "Where's the button?"
Where's the button?
I'm like, "Oh my god."
Where's the touch screen?
The music, you put in like a music thing and close it.
Basically, this clip, as it goes along, I get older and older watching this clip. I did watch the whole thing. That's classic. By the way, again, it's only started this year, really, that these social media teams for the Fever is great with Caitlin Clark, but all these NFL ones, I think it was the Chargers that were the first team to do sign your old
Their
like profile pic.
Yeah.
Then every sport team did it. Keep it coming. Social media teams. Thank you for doing our work for us. All right. What do we have next, Ryan?
So now we're going to go to a stat.
Leading when it matters.
Leading when it matters. So the Kansas City Chiefs have won 9 straight games by a combined total of 54 points,
Yeesh.
which is the lowest in NFL
6
history.
points.
But yeah, 54 points to win 9 consecutive games. That's their point differential is 54. That's how close their games.
So
have
does
been.
this go to the theory that they get all the calls on these close games?
It doesn't go away from it.
It does not.
I mean, a mark of a good team. A lot of
That's very
times,
funny. Doesn't go away from it.
if you look at playoff teams over the years and Super Bowl teams, you look at their record in one-score games. It is usually above 500 and usually way above. So
Yeah.
it tells you that that's the mark of a good team, a well-coached team, because Andy Reid didn't lose weight.
Because it.
There we go.
I was just gonna say because Andy Reid stayed fat. Again, Google after the show. Andy Reid in the punt, pass, and kick competition.
Oh my
We've showed
God,
on
he's
the
the
show.
same weight he is now.
It's not fair. There were little kids probably going, "You got to be kidding me." He's like 7 feet tall, kicking as like a 12-year-old. So Andy Reid, kick, punt,
Pass, kick.
Thank you.
In the single bar helmet.
Exactly. He looked like Tony Fritsch, if you remember. JR probably remembers Tony Fritsch. He was a kicker for the Oilers who looked like that in the pros. Google Tony Fritsch. All right, go for it, Rem.
All right, so we just talked about an undefeated team in the Chiefs that can score touchdowns.
What?
Now we're going to talk about an
What
undefeated
is
team in the
this?
Pittsburgh Steelers that can't score touchdowns. Well, they've scored 3, but
don't need to.
teams since World War II to
just don't
start
feel
the
like it.
season
Yeah.
3-0, despite scoring 3 or fewer touchdowns in their first 3 games: the 2024 Steelers and the 1988 Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
A win is Justin a win. Justin Fields. Justin win. Just there's something there. Let's
You get the
redo
gist,
this.
Yeah.
Fix the graphic. Justin win. Okay, moving on. Only 3 touchdowns, but that's all you need. Sometimes you just, you pull out enough to.
Eventually, they're going to get into a scoring battle.
They're close. They keep saying every quote on DK Sports that I've we're close to figuring it out. We're close. The offenses looked so much better with movement pre-snap. The long completion to Calvin Austin III. If you watch how they broke that down, it's amazing. There goes Chris and Jimmy. They're watching
fellas.
us. They're making sure we got everyone look busy. It's an old joke. You ever hear that joke?
Yeah.
Jesus is walking towards the Vatican, and the Pope's running around. He goes, "Everyone, look busy." Okay, it's a funny joke. All right, what's next?
Okay, so now we are going to go from NFL football to now high school football. This one's for the punchies. Let us know if you think this should be a penalty or would be a penalty.
Oh, this is
High
crazy.
school football defensive line may or may not
Did
have
you see
jumped
this?
off sides.
Yeah.
And may or may not have tackled the center before he even snapped the ball. But he picked up the fumble.
He picks up the ball.
Yeah, let us know.
It's a reverse fumble Ruski.
What do you think?
Yeah. When I first saw this last night, my only thought was, so that kid came crashing around the edge on what he thought was a really good jump. All that he probably saw was his other teammate also kind of coming around the edge fast enough to convince him,
there, yeah.
like, oh, this is a real play that's happening.
Yeah.
And the line just isn't moving.
You can't fault him. A lot of the comments were like, "He should be suspended for the rest of the year." I'm like, no, it's
Just a hard, dumb penalty.
No, he's
but
not Derwin James. He doesn't
No.
have a history of it. It was
Throw the
just-
flag, move the ball up. Let's go.
Derwin James, by the way, suspended 1 game for his hit on Pat Fryermuth the other
Wow.
day because he keeps doing it. He's not learning.
Yeah. Well, now we are going to go to baseball.
A win is a win.
We talked about yesterday the Baltimore Orioles dressing up as Peter Pan characters for their final road trip
This
of the
one's
year.
phenomenal.
This one is going to be going across the country to San Francisco. The Giants.
I saw
It's a
this.
charter, though.
I saw
Actually
this.
leaving Kansas City after sweeping the Royals, going back to San Francisco.
I can't watch this.
Imagine if they got swept and had to go on these.
I can't watch this because
But dressed up as Willy
as I've
Wonka.
discussed on the program before,
Oompa Loompas.
when my parents made me see, we went and watched the movie in the theater, saw the movie. I cried. I was horrified by Oompa Loompas. Horrified. So my dad had to carry me out of the theater every time they came on, and they're on a lot. I would scream because they were frightening to me. But anyway, whoever thought of that, they definitely used pure imagination.
Oh,
It's a big hit.
you
ladies
should
and
watch the
gentlemen.
movie.
You know what?
That's
Sometimes
great.
I'm too hip for the room. Thank you very much, phone. That just chimed me.
Your phone's laughing.
That's a chartered flight. It's not like they're in
Yeah,
public,
yeah.
like the Peter Pan people
although
were on the train.
the Peter Pan, they were on a train. That was not a charter flight. That was the best part. Yeah,
No, that's what we were saying yesterday. That was
public
tremendous.
transit.
that was the best part.
Did you happen to catch my title on that one?
A win is a win.
No.
Something about going back to Ghirardelli.
Getting back to Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli, which I call Ghirardelli. We've had this discussion. Are they based in Chicago or San Francisco?
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
It is San Francisco, hence that working out very nice. It's not top 10 all time, but that was very good.
Thanks. Yeah, I had to figure out
Just
something
win
to talk
and a win. Justin
Well,
win.
So another costume, this one going to Chicago. But Shota Imanaga and his translator decided to be one in both ends
Yeah,
of
I did not-
Slinky
Oh,
Dog.
I did see that. Now this is a Toy Story thing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Me being the biggest wiener dog fan ever. This is very funny.
Anatomically correct too. That's how the dog walks in the movie,
Yeah.
with the head going back and forth.
they spent the extra money on that uniform. Very good.
He took his Starbucks budget and the picture.
Outstanding. Excellent. He's not the rookie of the year, but he's a hell of a pitcher.
That picture is great.
He started out, didn't he start out like 5-0 and was like,
Yeah, with a sub 2 ERA.
right. Yeah. We were talking about him,
believe
rookie
that.
of the year.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year. We have a final one?
No, there's the picture of them at the end.
Oh, that was standing like that?
Yeah, that's so
Excellent.
funny.
Outstanding. What was the title on that? 2 ends of a slinky. There it is.
Yeah. Well, so now we're going to go to a player that won't be able to dress up for the final road trip of the year, and CJ Abrams, because he was caught over the weekend missing curfew because he was in a casino playing roulette. So Abrams betting Lincolns. The Nationals GM Mike Rizzo decided to option him down to Class A, who Matt had pointed this out when we talked about it over the weekend. hasn't been there for 2 weeks. So
Their season ended, yeah.
yeah.
So wait, what is he doing?
He's hanging out at their complex. That's where their spring training complex
Is there a casino nearby, by the way?
It's in Florida, so no, not unless you're on a reservation, yeah.
Well, there could be then. I saw this, and by the way, the announcers, I forget what team they were
It was
playing.
the Mets.
It was the Mets. It was Hernandez.
It was Keith
and Darling.
Hernandez.
They're like 4 a.m. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine, but 8 a.m.
And Ron Darling goes, Keith, that's spoken like a man with true experience.
Yes, the Mets did party pretty hard in the 80s.
I have no allegiance to the Mets, and Jeff will love this.
No.
Favorite television broadcast
They're
in
great.
Major League Baseball.
I've always liked them. I like Darling, and it pains me to say Keith Hernandez. But anyway, you got to be home before the sun comes up. That's kind of the rule.
Figure it out.
Nothing good happens after 3, but after 8, no. So bye, CJ. And he's a great player, too.
Yeah.
He'll learn.
All-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll learn.
Well, this last one.
Yep.
The Angels are the only team in Major League Baseball this season
I saw this.
to have yet to score 11 or more runs in a game this season. They've
Jeez.
scored 10 in 3 of their 157 games played, but they have yet to score 11 or more.
Fallen Angels. What makes this funny
Every
is
other team has.
Shohei knocked in 10 runs in one game. The ex-Angel could have been like, I'll do that in one game.
I have a quick Angel stat if you want to
Go.
hear it about
Yes.
wins. So this is the first year in Major League Baseball where no team has won 100 games since 2014.
Oh, wow.
In 2014, the Angels led Major League Baseball with 94 wins. That was the last season they had a winning record. They had the longest stretch of losing records since then. Every team in Major League Baseball has had a winning record since then.
I'm a
except them.
Pirate fan. I don't want to hear that crap.
Even the Pirates have had winning seasons
I know.
since
Wow.
then.
28 out of 32. Or 29 out of 32, isn't it? Bad. All right, we're going to wrap the show right at the hour. Ryan, thank you for those posts. Sorry, Angel fans. By the way, I also saw that Anthony Rendon has made the 50-50 club.
Yeah, I saw that.
50 games suspended, 50 games on the DL or something. I don't know. Poor Angel fans. All right, we're back tomorrow with Alex White, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll have great clips that are better with Alex White. Inside joke. Thursday, Bob Zaney here co-hosting the whole show, and Joe D'Amico will be on video. That's going to be a great show on Thursday and Friday. We got Jeff Parles. We missed Jeff last week. Thank you for watching the show. Jerry and Drew Dog, Matt Neverett, always Keith Lyle, Ryan McCormick, live in Nevada every show. Bye.